Hello, beautiful women. I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you today. My name is Andrea, and I am here to share with you something that changed my life. So I am even more excited that, I get to share this with all of you. So what I will teach you, or better yet, how I'd like to say it, I am going to guide you through some steps for you to remember something that belongs to us. So the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to share a little story, of what is it that I'm going to talk about. And then we will go right into the practice. So before we do that, just make sure that you have a mat with you. It can be a yoga mat, or if you have a bed close by. Also, if you have a couch, any type of surface, or even if you just don't mind laying on the floor, that's perfect too. It's a very simple practice. You don't need to wear anything special. I am going to show you just like I am dressed today so that you know that you can practice it at any time. And the purpose of this space is to reconnect with your body. And whenever this summit is over, you will have in your pocket a tool that is going to help you to relax your nervous system. Okay. So maybe that's resonating with some of you as I am seeing. And the story that I will share is, what is this thing about the nervous system and how come we need it to be relaxed? And what does that have to do with our work, being entrepreneurs, and just, being in this business world? So my story is that for 7 years, I was in the financial world, specifically being an operations manager in a consulting firm for IT services. And I decided to change my life and move away from, that work, because it's something that I was good at, but I didn't really loved it. And doing that transition, I figured out, well, I've always been a person that loves to be connected to the body. And I thought of myself as someone that was really connected to the body until I started doing all these practices. And I figured out that actually I needed a lot of that because I needed to reconnect with my own body. So it might feel maybe familiar to some of you, when you're trying to launch a business, when you're trying to be financially sustainable in this world, you have a lot to do. You're always engaging. You have meetings all day. Maybe you have people that work for you. So you have to be a manager. You want to be a good leader. And what I have figured out is that pushes our stress level up here. Okay, so the first question that I want to ask, and I'm just going to give you right now a minute to reflect. And I invite you just to close your eyes for a second. Just sit down with your back straight. Take a very deep breath. And just for 1 second, think about your body and think about the things that make you feel stressed during the day. It can be your startup, it can be your family, it can be the children, the husband, it can be, the relatives, it can be traffic. At least where I live, it's very chaotic. So when that comes up, we start seeing that during the day, it's usual that our stress level goes high. And now, keeping that connection with the body, think about how does this impact your body? For example, me, whenever I'm stressed because I have a discussion with my partner, that's my, let's say, number one stress factor. What happens to my body is my digestion immediately goes crazy. Okay, it's a sign that my body is really stressed. So if you have a notebook, if you want to just write it down, if you want to just keep on thinking about it, if you want to put it on the chat and share as well, that's fine. Now you can open your eyes. Okay. So usually when I make this question, what comes up is that people immediately connect with the body. So now you're not only thinking about that, but things that make you stressed have an impact on your body. And sometimes we don't take the time to stop and, let's say, take care of the body to make sure that stress goes out. And what you will learn today, which is a vibration technique of your own body, is we share with all the mammals in the world. We as humans, let's say, we own this resource, and you are going to be able to use it and, let's say, come out of this stress level and make sure that your nervous system is relaxed. Okay, so now back to the story that I promised that I was going to tell. Just picture yourselves, in the wild world. So just imagine a lion or maybe a tiger that is hungry. So the tiger starts to look for, let's say, a zebra, a juicy zebra, and then he spots, a bunch of zebras just eating their grass. So the tiger slowly goes and starts running behind that zebra. The zebra identifies, oh, I might be someone's lunch. So the zebra starts running really fast. And that's the first mechanism that the zebra and all the mammals, including us, we use, and it's the flight mode. She starts running away from danger. The second thing that the zebra is going to do, usually the tiger is faster, so the tiger holds onto the zebra and she starts to fight. She wants to get away from the tiger. She is not able to do that. So in the end, and that's the second defense mechanism that we have, which is the fight mode. And then the third one, when we know there's really nothing that I can do here, usually we enter a freeze mode. And that is, I have nothing to do. So if you see a zebra in this context, she's just going to look as if she died, but she's really just in this freeze state. And this is the same thing that happens to us. So just, I don't know, if you have your own startup, maybe, sometimes you feel like this is a lot. I want to run away from this, it might be too much. Something that can be seen as a fight response is sometimes you have a meeting and then someone calls you and then you're all stressed and then suddenly you just burst out, and it's like a response that is really, really, let's say, overwhelming for you and for the people that are surrounding you. And then, when maybe, I don't know if I'm going to make the budget for this month. I don't know if we're going to get the resources. I don't know if we're going to get the funding. And then the sensation in your body in which you're just like, there's really nothing else that I can do, and then you kind of your mind freezes, you no longer can think, no ideas come up. And this is when our creativity just goes really, really, really down. Okay, so why is it important that our nervous system is relaxed? Because if our nervous system is on stress, we're only thinking about, should I just leave? Should I just fight? Or should I just freeze? This is what's happening on our reptile brain. Okay, when our nervous system is relaxed, what happens is, what else is possible? It's kind of we have access to all this information here in our neocortex. So we have access to the books we have read, to, let's say, the tools that we have learned. We remember to breathe. And when we do that, then we can be more creative. And I think, I'm just, if it's not, you can tell me, but I believe that when one is an entrepreneur or when we have funded our own companies, creativity is a really big factor. So I'm not only going to remind you how to access this tool to make sure that your stress level is the lowest as possible, but also this is going to help you to be way more creative. And if you do this and you teach this to the people that work with you, I can guarantee that you are going to have work environments that are going to be way more creative among everyone that's involved. So I have had meetings, and the enterprises that I have worked with, in which people are able to come to a solution to a problem that people were before not able to, let's say, arrange a solution because they were just so stressed that creativity was really low. And the third thing is leadership. So, maybe you're managing a team, maybe you're new to this, maybe this is your passion, you have funded this with lots of love. But managing people is definitely something that can be challenging. So if you are grounded, if you make sure that your nervous system is relaxed, then you can better offer this leadership to everyone around you, okay? So this is, let's say, the story that I wanted to share. This is what the tool does. And how does it work? It means that let's go back to that zebra and that tiger. So for any reason, the tiger goes away. He spots like, oh, maybe, hyena is coming, maybe the tiger spots another danger, and then he decides to leave that lunch staying. And then the zebra and the body realizes, oh, I almost died, but I didn't. So the body slowly starts to recuperate, the natural homeostasis, and that means the body starts to breathe again. The zebra starts to realize, oh, the danger is no longer here. And so what the zebra is doing is high stress, and then she's slowly coming down to a relaxation state. And the way that she does that is she activates the shaking mechanism that you will experience today. Physically, we have a way to activate this shaking mechanism to literally make sure that stress, tension, and even trauma leaves our body. So many people ask me questions when they come to my practice, and they say, can I use this to, let's say, cool off from my day? Yes, you may. Can I use this if I have a stressful meeting? Yes, you may use it. Can I use it for an everyday practice? Yes. So I do recommend that if you want to try it in the morning before you start your day, try it at night when you close your day. And I think the most amazing thing is that you only need 10 to 15 minutes of this per day, and that's enough. So just to share a little bit of my own story and how come when I say this changed my life is I was having really, really big panic attacks, and I didn't know that this is what was happening to me. My psychologist suggested that I try this tremor mechanism, and I went from being very, very scared at night, maybe 3 to 4 hours, and just not wanting to be in my own body. And I went to today experiencing this attacks or sensations that a panic attack is coming only maybe once or twice a year. And I could say that, if my, let's say, panic attack level was 10 at the very beginning of my story, now it doesn't even go all the way up to 3, because I start to feel that the symptoms are coming. I lay down on the floor, I do the shaking technique, and then the symptoms just go away. And just what's happening scientifically with your body is that you think that you're going to die, your stress level goes all the way up, and if you shake, it's going to come all the way down. I also tried this out whenever I have a meeting, like before, I knew I was going to come and share this with you. So I decided, okay, I'm going to shake a little bit so that I can be grounded, and share this from my very best place. And like I said, you just try it with the time, and then you're going to start and see results. Okay, so are you ready for this? Okay, so now make sure that you have your mat, make sure that you have, a bed, a surface. Feel free to leave your camera on, feel free to turn it off, but make sure that you can see me. And what I'm going to do right now is I am going to lay on the mat, and I am going to guide you through the exercises. So I do recommend that first you watch me doing it, and then I will give you the time, and I will be there to accompany your experience. Perfect. Okay, so while you start, I'm going to do the same. Just lower my camera. So the first thing that I want to show you is whenever you lay down on any surface, just make sure you do it sideways. So first your head goes like this, and then you turn around. This is a way that you're going to protect your cervix. And like I said, you don't need anything. This is like my working clothes from today. I even have no shoes on. If you want to take them off, that's fine as well. But just know that even at the office, if you have a space where you can do this, you can do it, okay? So the first thing is for you to really just lay down. You can leave your legs straight or like I have them right now. And remember that you're just watching. Take very deep breaths and just allow the surface to receive you, to hold you. And then just a few seconds to connect with your breathing. And then you're ready to activate the tremor. So the way that you activate it is to stimulate the biggest muscles of the body. And in that case, it can be the psoas muscle and the leg muscles. So to do that, you just set the two soles of your feet together, your knees come all the way down. And then you will imagine that you have two magnets on each knee. And then very slowly, the knees are going to come to a closing position, but it's going to be super slow, okay? So you're just going to slowly make sure that your legs are coming together. And then at a certain point during this journey, you will feel a vibration, a ticklish sensation. You might also feel like a rush of energy coming down your body. And as you can see right now, my legs just started moving, okay? This is the tremor mechanism. We all have it. We share it with that zebra. You and I share it. You share it definitely with everyone in your company, in your family. So this is a resource that belongs to humanity, okay? So depending on how close your knees are, every single body is different. And then the tremor will start in a different way. The greatest thing about this is that you don't have to do it any certain way. You don't have to get anywhere. This is just a space to allow your body to release. And the only thing that the mind has to do is just be present on the body. Just acknowledging, okay, my legs are moving. I feel it a little bit in my lower back. I feel it a little bit on my stomach. And then once it's active, you just go to a more comfortable position. You set your feet hip distance apart, and then you just wait. Okay. I've been doing this. I learned this technique back in 2016. So it's been a good couple of years. And then just wait for your body. If you want, you can just close your eyes and I will guide you and ask some questions. And just here acknowledging, okay, now my legs are moving side to side. I feel the shaking a little bit on my thigh. Just really connecting with the body. To stop or to pause for any reason, if you want to pause, if you want to grab a blanket, if it's cold wherever you are, if you need to maybe take your shoes off, the way that you stop in general is that you set your legs straight and then you stretch as if you had just woken up. Oh, you stretch your body. Maybe you grab your knees, you hug them, you move side to side. And let's say my experience is done for today. I will just go to a fetal position for 1 minute. Just feel that relaxing sensation. And then slowly, just like you lay down, you push the floor and you come back to a seated position. Okay? So now, like I said, it's your turn. I will guide you through this. So now you can all lay down. If you're leaving your camera on, make sure that I can see you. If you're laying down, if you want to turn it off, that's okay. Just make sure that you can listen to me well. Perfect. And now you're laying down. Just close your eyes. Take a very deep breath. And just exhale loudly. Sometimes, especially as women, we don't allow ourselves to make this much noise. So this is the perfect time. So just take a very deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Make sure that you feel how that surface is supporting you. Sometimes we do a lot. And it's a great 10 minutes to just allow a surface to hold us instead of the other way around. Now make sure that you feel your entire body, feel your feet, your legs, your knees, the upper part of your legs, your hips. Take a deep breath and feel your stomach, your lower back, your upper back. Make sure that your arms are just loose on the ground, however you want to set them on the floor or on the bed or on the couch. And now set your attention on your head and make sure that you're not holding your head. You know, sometimes this happens to me. It's I have to remind myself to let go of my head. It's kind of like this thing. I don't know if you can relate, but maybe this wanting to control everything. It's a little bit hard to let go of my head and my thoughts. So I have to remind myself, okay, just relax. Okay, check if that's true for you. Okay, so now it's been just 1.5 minutes of relaxation. I call this part just coming into the body. And now you're ready to start the vibration. So put the soles of your feet together and make sure that your knees come all the way apart, like the butterfly position. If you know some type of, yoga or Pilates, this is the name that is given to this position. And now imagine and remember those magnets on your knees, and very slowly, super, super slow, just start to bring both of your knees up just a little bit. So I'll start to feel the space between your knees and just close them very slowly. You might be surprised, you might start laughing, oh, how come this is happening to me? And I think this is the part, like beyond everything I have said, when you experience in your body the shaking, the vibration, the tremoring, this is when your brain says, oh, it's true, this belongs to you. So it's like we're reclaiming something that's ours. So your legs, maybe they're already halfway up, and just feel how the tremor changes. Maybe when you were all the way open, it was very small. Now it can be a little bit more intense. And something that's important to keep in mind is that you don't have to shake or tremor in any way. Every single part of your body can start shaking. So if you're feeling anything in your hands, in your arms, in your back, that's normal too. Maybe your neck is moving sideways as well. Just make sure that you're breathing. Take a deep breath. Perfect. And now maybe your knees are really close together, but not yet touching. And now just explore in which opening did you like it most? And listen to what I'm asking. Where did you like it most? Okay, it doesn't really have to be where it shook more, but it's this place where you liked it more. And sometimes, as again, when someone asks us, what is it that you like? At least for me, it's not always such an easy answer. Okay, so just connect with, where do I like it most? And just hold that for another couple of seconds. And now what your mind is doing is just checking which parts of your body are moving. And if you're muted, you can say it out loud. Oh, my legs are shaking, the upper part of my legs, on the outside, the inner thigh. Maybe I feel, my glutes are shaking. Maybe it's my feet. Maybe it's my neck. It's like an inventory of what's my body doing. And if it's clear for you that your body is shaking in any way, tremoring in any way, set your feet hip distance apart. Take a deep breath and just wait for that tremor to rearrange itself. Whenever we change the position of our legs, the tremor rearranges. Let's say it found another route into our bodies. Just take a deep breath and wait for it. If it's really subtle, if you feel like it's inside your bones, if you feel like it's on your skin, that's perfect. Think about that zebra in my story. That body knows exactly what it needs to come out from the stress response, to relax the nervous system, to enter a more creative space, to lead better. And something that really belongs to this feminine energy that maybe we're hearing more often nowadays is just trust the process. Just allow your body to liberate stress, to let go from everything that it does no longer need. And make sure that your mind is here. Okay, make sure that you're just allowing the body to move freely. You don't need to control it. It doesn't need to look like it did on my body. No, your body is unique. And the wisdom of the body is so big that it's going to allow you to just release what's ready to be let out, to move in the ways that you need to move. And also enjoy this moment of being silent. To me, this is another language, the language of the body, in which usually the mind just calms down a little bit. If that's happening to you, enjoy it too. And just one more minute for you to be there with your own tremor. And remember, it's your own body. It's your own exploration. Just feel and take up inventory of the parts in your body that are moving. Wonderful. So now it's time to end the session for today. And remember that you do it by putting your legs straight on the ground or on the surface that you're in. And just make sure that you put your arms back, stretch yourself as if you had just woken up. Maybe if you want to yawn, if you want to move your head a little bit, you want to hug your knees to your chest. It's your own body. Now roll into the fetal position to the side that you like the most. And take 3 very deep breaths. Inhale with me. One more time. And if you want to make a sound, feel free to do it. One more time. Remember to stay sideways and now push the floor. Come back to a seated position. If your camera is off, you want to turn it back on, you can do it. And now that you're sitting there, you can keep your eyes closed and just feel what happened to your body. And the only question that I invite you to answer every time that you practice this is, do I feel more relaxed than when I started? And your body is the one that tells you the answer. Your mind might have questions, but your body knows. So scan your body one more time. How do you know that you're more relaxed? Is it something that changed in your muscles? Is it a pain that you had that went away? Is it recognizing that you're tired? That happens to me a lot. Is it recognizing a pain that you were not paying attention to? That happens as well. Wonderful. So before I finish, I just want to remind you, this is a state that you and we can all cultivate by just taking and setting aside 10 minutes to do the shaking practice. And now the other question is, do you feel that from this place, maybe you can make decisions that are more in tune with the general well-being of you yourself, of your team, of your family? Maybe you can access more creative spaces. Maybe you feel like you can lead better. Okay. Wonderful. So again, always trust that we are mind and body. I recently read, a friend of mine wrote a book, and she wrote, the body is the beautiful temple where the soul lives. I love that very much. So just remember that there's a lot of wisdom there too. 10-minute practice. This is the way that you can do it. Trust your body. Just allow the body to relax and to release anything that you need. And thank you so much for being here with me. It was a lovely space. Yeah, and I know you'll have my contact information if you want to reach out, if you have any questions, and lots of love.
Yeah, I see the hearts. Light it up, light it up, light it up. This was so important. Hi Andrea, how are you? Oh,
Hi.
I hear you now. All the way from
Yeah.
Colombia. Welcome, welcome,
Yes,
welcome.
the sun is out, so I decided to, yeah, just enjoy that and link it with the relaxed nervous system.
Ashe, Ashe. Well, listen, I'm not going to take up folks' time because I'm sure there are so many questions for you. Ladies, remember to hit the hand button if you want to come onto the stage. Cheryl, I see you. And drop your questions in the Q&A, and we'll pivot it to Andrea. But I just want to tell you, Andrea, as a Black woman and so many Black women who experience this just now, it is not very often that we are in our bodies because we have to disassociate to keep going, to keep protecting, to keep producing, to keep preserving what glimpse we have of some light at the end of the tunnel, right? And so for you actually demonstrating to us first, that was deep to me. Demonstrating to us first that the body has power already. It's not the degrees, that it's not the revenue, that it's not the associations we have with people, but our bodies already know. I appreciate you grounding us in that first and showing it to us. My mind was blown when my leg started shaking the way that it did, and for my body to restore it. So I mean,
Mm.
I've never experienced that before in life. And so thank you for ushering us into such a sacred place inside of our bodies. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I am so excited. I was looking at the comments, and just like you said, it's so beautiful to really tune into our power and the power of our own bodies, and knowing that it's a natural resource, so we can always tune
Naturally.
into that whenever
Mm-hmm.
we need to, and trusting that the body has its own language, its own wisdom. And also, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how many of you feel, but when I practice the technique and I shake, what I experience is that my mind can also rest.
Mm.
It does a lot. So I don't know if you're experiencing that. So yeah, just also like feel the afterward effect. And what you're experiencing right now is a relaxed nervous system. So from this
Mm-hmm.
state, I invite everyone to just think about those things that you want to create, those ideas that you maybe want to expand from
Mm-hmm.
this place. Does that
Mm-hmm.
look a little bit more possible, or do the possibilities
Mm-hmm.
look more wide? And that's the expansive
Mm-hmm.
state.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah, because I feel I'm talking slower because I can't talk fast right now. Like, but it wasn't wine; it was a natural resource in my body. I am in awe of the wisdom of my body. I'm gonna bring up Cheryl right now. Cheryl, you have the mic, Mama Sita.
Okay. Andrea, thank you so much. This was really wonderful. Casey kind of touched on what I was going to say, which is as women in general and Black women specifically, we don't get permission. And I'm just going to stop there. We don't get permission. And you gave us permission. I put it in the chat. It doesn't need to look any kind of way. And I know for me, it's like immediately my body was just like, oh, okay. And now I can, I can drop my shoulders, I can relax my head and neck. And Nicole, I'm looking at it now in the chat. Nicole got something else you said, which was your mind may have questions, but your body knows. That is the, I mean, that was just huge for me because it we had been talking about it earlier. The body keeps the score. So just to be able to take that time, and you gave us permission to take that time and just, yes, this is for me. This doesn't have to look it doesn't have to look the way Andrea's doing, and it doesn't have to look the way Casey's doing. This is Cheryl's. So I appreciate that, and thank you so much.
Oh, Cheryl, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I can only add that, yes, giving ourselves permission as women, it's a big thing.
Mhm.
And I believe that when we connect our body and our mind, and we from our mind give permission to our body to just express itself in the wisdom that it knows,
Mhm.
the results are what you just experienced.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Beautiful. I can't even talk fast. I'm telling you, I talk very fast, Andrea, but like I can't right now. I talk very fast. I just can't. Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna show a question from China. She asks, "What can be used during the moment? For example, a panic attack or anxious thoughts, and you cannot lay down or find a quiet space at work, at the store, etc."
Amazing. That's beautiful. So I'm just going to use what I have right now, and is I am sitting right here, and I'm just showing my legs. So you can be sitting down at a desk and just breathe deeply, connect with your body, and just, again, give your body the permission to shake, and the activation of the legs will start. This will happen, of course, if you keep on practicing the technique, but you don't have to do it for a year for this to happen. You can do it for the rest of the week, you can do it during the summit, and then I believe like within a week, within 2 weeks, you're going to be able to notice that on command, your body responds. It's kind of like, oh, my body understands that now it's space and time for it to move involuntarily to release stress and tension. And my own personal experience, when I used to work in corporate finance, after very stressful meetings, I used to sit at my desk and just shake, like allow my body, because that was really stressful meeting. So that's what I recommend. And just really feel into your body. As long as you're dropping into the body, especially in an anxiety attack, panic attack, or when the thoughts are just all around the way, just focus on the body. What are my legs doing? How are they shaking? And also, you can do it standing. So just lean against the wall. If sometimes I used to get anxious when I was like at a social meeting with friends, so I used to go into a restroom, and then just lay a little bit against the wall and allow the legs to shake. It's like a self-regulation technique. And we call that within our community like micro shakings. It doesn't have to be the whole 15-20 minute practice, but it can be a 5 3 minute practice, and it'll get the job done.
So deep. I am in awe. Love that. Thank you so much. And then I'm gonna show a question now from Christina. She says, "Thank you. I suffer from anxiety and take medication daily. Seeing you makes me want to attempt to try healing differently." Ashe.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, and just what it's coming up for you, that thought of maybe trying something new, I would just encourage you to follow that. That is your nervous system in a relaxation state, giving you a new option.
The wisdom of the body, like you said, like it already knows, even if our mind
Yes.
doesn't.
Correct. Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Okay. All right. Okay, I am going to show a question from Winnie. She says, "This was so helpful. Now I have a way to address and maybe even prevent my anxiety attacks that I've just been living through." I just want to thank you for this, Andrea.
Oh, thank you so much. And I want to add that, like I said, I used to suffer from anxiety attacks, and this was the perfect technique that allowed me not to have to go through the entire attack. Meaning, when I used to feel the first symptoms, I just lay down or I sit down and I activate the tremor. So, yes, it is a way to step away from this is owning me, and now I just have to wait for this to pass through my body and to, let's say, take our power back again and just, okay, something is happening. I just need to let it through.
So good. I'm in a trance, Andrea. I'm just okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'm
want to
just
say
blown
something about
away.
that, Casey,
Please
if you
do.
allow me.
Yes.
Um, Whenever we step away from this alert mode, from this flight, fight, or fight mode, and we
Mhm.
come to relaxation, the mind automatically steps away from I have to solve everything.
Mhm.
So when the mind is relaxed, sometimes we identify that as what you just mentioned, and is this trance state, and is I'm just relaxed,
Mhm.
and at least to me, this is what I fell in love with, that feeling, that sensation
Mhm.
that I am able to create
Mhm.
for myself.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
if you like what you're feeling, and not just you but everybody, you can go
Mhm.
back to that whenever you guys want. And this
I
is,
feel
yeah.
it's good because I feel if I have to describe it, obviously I'm talking very slow, but like I feel so much safety inside of my body. Like I feel like it's all okay. Like that's the best I can. Like no matter what isn't or what is or what's going. Like I just have a deep knowing that it's all okay. Like when we were laying on the ground and you said like feel the ground supporting you. Like it is holding you up instead of you holding everything else up and everyone else up. Like I felt that immensely because I can't explain it, but like my body felt it. Like no matter how heavy I am, no matter how much weight, I've gained or whatever, like the earth supports me. Like it's all okay inside of my body. It's not even that deep. That's what I realized. Like a lot of stuff is not that deep. Like I have what I need. Like the earth supports me. My body, like you showed us today, it does what it needs to do to self-regulate. Like I already have everything I need. This other stuff is just stuff that's I don't know. I could do with or without it. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And just think that whenever you cannot explain something with your, like, with the regularity of the language that we use, is because this belongs to another language, the language of the body.
Mm,
So kind of like trying to translate that into words sometimes is not effective. And what I tell everybody that I work with is that's a great sign. The
mm,
fact that we cannot put it into specific words, it's a great
mhm,
sign. First, the mind
mhm,
relax, and then second, this is happening in your body. And the
mhm,
language of the body is the sensation and the feeling. So as long
mhm,
as everybody is feeling like yummy inside, that's wonderful.
mhm, mhm. Beautiful. I'm going to show a question from Crystal, and she says or asks, on behalf of the one still thinking, did I do it? Did I do that right? If you didn't experience tremors, does that matter? Is it just about connecting with yourself more or just noticing?
Okay, so I love that question. Thank you so much. And just a reminder, there's not a right or wrong way to do it. Okay, so that's like the first. I like to call it the revolutionary thing about this natural resource, and it's like it's a resource, and then you allow the resource to express itself, and we all do that correctly as long as we sit down with the intention. What the body does, how fast, how slow, what the frequency of the vibration is, that is what the body needs on that specific day and time. So if you guys do this tomorrow, you're going to feel it absolutely different because your body's going to be different. So it's not about sitting down to have experience A, B, or C. It's about sitting down just to open up the space for the tremor to appear. And sometimes we don't really recognize that the body's moving. That could be one option that happened today. Maybe the body did move, um, but you just don't really feel it. And that happens to some of us sometimes, connecting with the body might be new. And the other thing that can also happen is that it's just so soft, it's so internal, it can be like a ticklish sensation. And sometimes the mind doubts that that's the mechanism. So that's the answer that I would give. Keep on exploring, and just trust that the body is going to tune into the perfect vibration level for you every single day.
Beautiful. Love, love, love that. I don't see any more questions in the chat or hands raised. And so I want to take this moment, Andrea, to give honor to you and quite honestly to Kiva. Blaze has had a pretty long-standing relationship with Kiva. And when we reached out and said, hey, we are looking for phenomenal speakers that can help Black women get through the recession unscathed, one of our great executives over at Kiva said, "My sister is amazing." Like that's how deep business is. It should feel like home, right? It should feel like home. Like Kiva knows how protective we are about our community and how deeply we love our community. And shout out to Natalia. She said, "My sister." Like I know she got y'all right. And so for you to do what you're doing from Colombia and to be connected with us through a strategic partner, right, that loves us so much as well. I honor you so much, and I thank you for answering this call because I never could have imagined what this gift would be, and we needed it so much. So thank you so much, Andrea.
Yeah, it's been really an honor. And I do encourage anybody that has questions, that has little doubts, if you want to reach out, please feel free to reach out. Because I am very passionate about us as humans using this natural resource. So anything that is in my power, sometimes it's just a simple question that I can answer to encourage you to keep on moving in your own journey. Please reach out. I'll be super happy to help you on that. And yeah, I hope you really keep on tremoring.
I love that. I hope we keep on tremoring. So, so good. Andrea, please drop your socials one more time. And y'all, all the speakers that have left freebies, including Andrea, you have access to it through the reception. The button is there as well as on the app. You have access to it. So yeah, just take it up. But yes, Andrea, where can they find you?
So I am writing my website. It's andreacamargo.co, and then my Instagram, andreacamargo.co as well. You're going to see lots of things in Spanish, but if you want to reach out, just send a message over Instagram. My WhatsApp is also on my page. Um, yeah. So
Beautiful. Perfect. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We honor you, and we will never forget this experience for sure. Take care.
thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Casey. This has been
So
amazing.
welcome. Thank you. Take care. All right, y'all. So we have one last session today for the summit. Okay. We have 2 days left. We are more than halfway through this experience that is the Blaze Virtual Summit. It's almost over. Okay. And I hope that you've not only gotten what you've needed, but that you have extra tools in your toolbox. Getting through a recession is not easy. I'm gonna be very clear about that. It is not easy. It is tough as hell. So many businesses will not make it to the other side. And so we didn't want you coming through this week being the same that you were when you came in, but we wanted to equip the Black woman. Like, yes, we want the business to be good, right? But we wanted to equip you with the range of tools that you can pull out and wade the storm through, right? So don't know how long this will last, no idea how low the trough will be, but I do believe that we are all better equipped, and it's not over, okay? I'm in super zen right now. Really quickly before we pivot to the last session, and again, for those who are just coming in the room, the last session is a fireside chat. It is a fireside chat, and it is called Knowing What to Quit. This is very important for us to dissect because in business, especially for the CEO, there has to be this knowledge that we have around knowing what to quit. It is not a decision of, is it time to quit this business or not? Is it time to fold or not? Is it time to change the business entirely or not? We actually just need to know, like, what's the fat, right? Like, what fat do we trim? Like, what are the things that we were excited about that does not have the same conversions as the one thing, right? Like, who are the people in our company that actually made a whole lot of sense at one time? But as you've scaled into new areas, new focus areas, like if we think about, there's so many businesses that have like literally disrupted themselves, okay? And they're not the same as they were when they started, right? It is thinking about like, who are the people that have the skill sets that I now need, right? And how do I pivot into that, right? Nothing personal, but like the CEO has to be in that seat to make those decisions, right? And so we're going to unpack that so that you don't throw, like Yvonne said earlier, the baby out with the bathwater. We're going to keep the baby. We're going to throw out the bathwater, okay? I love that because that was a common finance term we used back when I was in corporate investment banking. All right, so real quick though, before we head over in 60 seconds, I want to give some shout outs to people on the leaderboard. I will say this again because I said it this morning. Only on day five, there is this thing that will happen that will give anybody that does it 100 points. And so if you type, you will get a whole 100 points if you do this thing. That thing is a type form. You actually see this in the leaderboard. If you go to earn points, it's an earn point section to the right of the rankings, okay? And when you see type form, that's actually a form that's going to be published only during the registration hour on Friday. Only during the registration hour on Friday, okay? But let me give a shout out to people who are holding down the top 15 spots. China has slipped in at number 1, y'all. Holding it down. Alexis, first time ever in this announcement, has slipped to number 2. Alexis Miller, I see you, sis. Dana is in number 3. She's always been in the top 3, though, so she's still holding it down. Alexis was only 20 points behind her like a couple of hours ago. So yeah. We have in number 4 Christina King. Number 5 we have Winnie Quick. Number 6 we have Amber Hurt. I see you. Number 7 we have Coach Wim. Okay. Number 8 we have Crystal Pollen. Number 9 we have Ahira Smith. Number 10 we have Tatiana Allen. You are a beautiful soul, sis. Number 11, we have our girl, Karen Moore. A lot of people were talking about the screening that Karen Moore did on Monday in her booth. So y'all pay attention to these booths. Like y'all, like it does not stop after the sessions if you want to continue to like deeply connect with each other in very organic ways. So shout out to her, The Color of Beautiful. Nicole Player is in number 12. 13 is Yvonne. Number 14 is Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Okay, Crystal, I haven't seen you on the stage, sis. You got to come up and get you some extra points. And then last but definitely not least, in spot number 15, everybody in the top 15 will get a gift on Friday if you stay and hold it down. We have Coach Michelle Manning, another person that I have not seen on the stage yet. I would love to see you on the stage. All right, so congratulations, ladies. You are holding it down. And after this last session, we're done. After this next session, we're done after knowing what to quit. Okay. But I will say for the folks who are who land in spots number 4 and 5, who will receive a signed author copy of the book, Dear Sis, I Love You. We actually have the CEO and author, lead author on that book, saying hi before we go to the booths. Okay, really quickly, she'll read a passage, and I'm actually going to read a small passage of my part in that book too, but not long. Okay, it's going to be a couple of minutes, and we're going to send y'all to the booths. But FYI, I think that's all I got to say. So I will see y'all in the next session. Friday is the biggest point earner. Okay, and on Friday we actually are doing the 2023 Blaze Business Awards, so keep it locked for that as well. They actually have over 500 People's Choice Awards right now. Like over 500 people have voted for these businesses, which is phenomenal. And the deadline is not even over. So that's gonna be super dope, super dope. But see you on the other side. Love y'all. Peace.